So I don't know. That's Russell for you. We have a special guest with us tonight, Rory Steele,
Yes.
who has a graphic novel, Flashbang. What's going on, Rory?
Hello, hello. How are you doing? How are you doing? Thank you
Oh
for
my
having
god.
me on the show. I
Thank you for
greatly
being.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Oh my
Fantastic,
gosh.
fantastic.
I pop in her
Uh
lives every chance I get. She's dope. I'm telling you, just talk with other authors and stuff
Thank
like this. So
you.
freaking come
Thank
on now. We giving flowers out here. Sorry, Chris.
yeah,
thank
we
you.
do, we
Catching them,
do, we do,
catching
we
them,
do.
catching them like this. Two
Look,
hands.
she knows the drill. There it is.
Oh
She
my
knows
God.
the drill. So, Rory, first off, extremely accomplished woman,
Mhm.
extremely,
Extremely.
very proud. It
Yes.
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 When you was like, would you send me? Would you like to send me? She says, you want me to send the short bio or the long? And I'm like, send the long. I don't know how much I'll fit in there, but send the long.
Send the
And
whole thing.
your literary work speaks for itself. But I will tell you this much: this baby here was an eye catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Battle, pencils and inks, Brian Valenza on colors,
Well,
and Akin on graphic design.
Look at this.
I'm gonna name everybody. I
I love this
memory
is
left.
give them all the
Mm-hmm.
accolades, all the
Mm-hmm.
flowers, and all the respect because not many people do this in this world. Period. Uh,
Mm.
so talk to us about Flashbang. What is this lovely, lovely book about?
Well, I brought
I will be adding that to my
brought one too,
collection.
but thank
Trust
you
and
for having one
believe.
on the screen.
Oh, always.
Oh, thank you, thank you. The link is in my link tree bio. So the Flashbang universe is run by a benevolent trickster goddess or a trickster goddess with a heart of gold. Yes, she does look familiar for obvious reasons.
Oh, Kira. Oh, okay.
Hey,
I mean that out of
um,
love. Don't do that.
but so this universe is alternate universe, starts in Philly, is Philly based because I'm currently working on a vampire novel within this universe. So we're going to be hitting other metropolises or other metropoli, however you say that, and this weird crap happens. So it's like a mixture of the Twilight Zone and Animaniacs, Twilight Zone and Looney Tunes. You're going to get the deep, but you're going to leave with the funny. So that so for instance, and obviously some serious stuff. People are, let me see, who do we want to talk about? People randomly grow wings. This guy grew wings in his dorm room. She grew it and she was a teacher teaching like either the first or second grade, randomly grew swan wings in front of her class. And like it's not easy
Oh
giving
wow.
birth to something, as a birthing person, wherever you are on the gender line, that's not an easy thing. I was in the room when I got to observe. That's definitely not an easy thing. Um,
no.
but un momento. But his came out a little easier. Hers like, wait, do you want me to tell you what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yes.
The
Okay.
collective.
So like, okay, so her wings, yes. So her wings rip out her back as bone. And then like the muscles start sliding up it, and then the feathers start popping out. And all this is happening in front of a second grade class.
Oh
So
no.
like,
Jesus.
can you
No.
imagine if that happened to you in your second grade class?
They're all
Like,
going to be
um,
comedians when they grow up. Trauma, trauma.
Them kids
like
come
Trauma.
I
home and
like
say,
birds.
Mom and
I
said, how
love
was your
birds.
day? Mom, snacks, juice. That's all I want. Don't touch me. That's all I want.
Yes, yes. And so like stuff like that is happening, and we're not just in one time period either. We're actually in the, but it's funny, we're getting close. We're like 1 year off, I think, from their particular story, where we have the young lady Tip, and then Angelica, and that story is dealing with your heroes disappoint you. Little Jacob's ladder in there too.
Ooh.
Let me see who else we have. My man's on the cover. Young black man was fighting violent crime in Philadelphia. He ain't bothering the weed man. He's not bothering the weed man, but he's like fighting violent crimes like carjacking, muggings, trafficking. So, but his nemesis is the samurai. right? And who's a major boss in the city. And he's like, I'm tired of this grandpa. He's tired of fighting him. Because
Too damn bad.
he's tired of fighting him because he's like the people like in the Ninja Turtles. Remember the foot? They sending 45-year-olds out there to get busy. They were sending younger people. So he's like, and he's a teacher too, so he's like, I don't really want to participate. This isn't good. He's like, listen, knuckle if you buckle. This is going to either end with his death or mine, but it is what it is. I hate this. I'm tired of this. But so he, to soothe his soul, he ends up going to soothe his soul, he goes consignment shopping because his brother is frugal, and then he gets cursed in his teddy bear and bought by his enemy.
Damn.
And he has to live with him. So it's like if Chucky in reverse, if Chucky were the good guy.
I'm sold.
And then
I don't care what anyone says. I'm sold. This is definitely going into collection. That's a fact.
There's all of that.
Yes. And then also, sometimes aren't who we think they are. And we have this is touching on some Me Too stuff. I want to let people know because I realized I didn't put it in the cover. It's and that came out before everything hit. I think good science fiction, is it's either a blaring warning or saying, hey, the future can be good. This is what we could do. So the cover is misleading, kind of like an unreliable narrator in a way. So all these things are happening in one universe, but that's not far off because if you sneeze, a butterfly is flying somewhere and hits a tree. So something's always happening in the world. So it's not that different in this fantasy world. Something always is a little unusual. One time, the army had a blow up tank and it blew away.
Things happen.
The army had.
I was gonna say that's a hell of a sneeze. Tank. First of all, achoo! On the other side, nigga. What? Nothing. Nothing.
These things happen.
That mountain fell. God. What the hell?
So your accolades. Well, we're gonna talk about your accolades in a minute, but just the description of Flashbang. So much is encompassed, and I'm glad you mentioned the sci-fi aspect of it because obviously we're Black, and we understand science fiction from a different perspective better than most.
Yes,
and I don't know, it correlates with our community very well. And it's not for us. It's just always we're always dreaming of something better, right? And in those thoughts and in those processes of building a better life, achieving better, we see science fiction as not just the escape but also possible realities.
Amen.
And when you describe this, I'm getting Samurai Jack, I'm getting X-Men, I'm getting I'm getting Blade Runner. I'm getting a little bit of everything all mixed in, and I'm like, it's a hell of a pot. I don't mind eating out of. So what was the seed that planted this story?
Well, okay. So
you see that face? She's been ready to tell this. I'm ready for this story. You see her whole face.
Not only it sounds like and are we the only ones that ask that type of question? I don't know.
I hope not. Kara said it in her brain. So
Hey.
Lady.
Hello.
What's up, y'all? My apologies.
Well,
don't you apologize. You
she came in on the shuttle. She's fine.
Hello.
Hi.
When Star Days.
Buenos Doritos. That's right.
It's the no chase. I think it's the no chase.
You're right. Buenos noches.
No, it's Buenos Doritos. You can say that anytime.
I want nachos now. I wasn't hungry earlier, but okay.
Man.
No. So
don't start.
This seed. How did this seed get planted?
So I'm trying to remember what came first, the chicken or the egg. The Black Tribbles, back when it was a podcast on G-Town Radio, they had a story contest, and I submitted it to it. And the ones, very particularly, it was Taking Wing, the one about dealing with disappointment from your heroes. And I submitted it, and then it got picked, and I got a chance to read it on the air. But I'm trying to remember if the other Teddy Ninja came before that. So I was submitting to another an amazing anthology that came out, didn't get in, but it became mine again. And I decided that, oh, okay, yeah. So I ended up talking to Jay Richardson, the proprietor, the starter, the creator of J1Con, and he was like, I'm having this con, and if you put the stories together, you can sell. You can sell at the con. I'm like, that's a book. Let's do this. So I
And shout out to Jason. Shout out to Jason.
Shout out. I'm working on a thing. I'm gonna end up posting about it later.
Oh boy.
Very excited.
The pot is simmering, y'all. You hear the pot is simmering, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. So I just started. I kept writing stories, and then I took the and then Twisted Tale, and then like not all of it's in here. It's sort of like a preview. So when we end up doing a second version of this or part 2, we're going to end up having Twisted Tale in there, and it might be in a different art format. We have to see. In fact, I could show you what I'm talking about. So hold on. Look at the book.
She's so proud of her baby.
As she should be.
So this is Yes. So we have this. This is Twisted Tale. So this is a book the story about aliens crashing a concert that this teacher was going to at the Wachovia Center, and then like zapping the audience, and everybody lost their clothes, and it gets crazy. And then that's a we actually that's a flashback a little bit to what went on. And then like people get turned to like these anthropomorphic animals, but like one leg is a zebra, like not the whole person for most of them, but then the main guy gets like almost a full transformation and no fur. It's hilarious.
It's like metamorpho animals, like animals mixed with metamorpho. Every body part's a different species.
It sounds like a Rick and Morty episode.
Thank you. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. They have some.
I just put in the chat some of my nightmares.
Yes, and that's so. It is. Hold on, I'll finish my story and then I'll hit the nightmare part. So, story didn't get accepted. It became mine again. And then with Teddy Ninja, I'm like, oh, a bear with a knife. Teddy bear with a knife. That's hilarious. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, wait. Let me start writing this out. And I was a classroom writing teacher at the time. And I had just taught my young people how to write haikus. When I was little, I was very high reading level, zoned, neurodiverse, zoned out when they were what the heck a syllable was. So I could do it, could just flow, right? But I was like, okay. So that kind of messed it up when it came to haiku. I was good at writing poetry, and I'm still learning other forms, which is very exciting. So I had taught them, and I'm like, okay, bet, let's write the story in interlinking haikus. Let's go. So I just started writing, and it just came out, and you just get so many influences, learning about family things, life things, that like what originally was like a bear with a knife concept became something like, oh wow, we're dealing with somebody who cares about his community, somebody who is maybe has some unsettled trauma, realizes he has a lot in common with his enemy or his hater, his hater at work. That's, on a grander scale, that's exactly who the samurai is. He's a hater at work. So what are you going to do about that? Now then most of us can't sword fight, even though we might want to. The person's like, I'm tired of. I saw your Karen shirt. I'm tired of Karen. That's it. Where is my sword?
Karen, shut up, everybody.
That's a vibe right there.
Yes, thank you. Like imagine like if they made some odd law, science fiction made some odd law where you can't bring any weapon except for something with a blade if you want to duel somebody somewhere, right? And it's perfectly legal, but it has to be a blade. Like it'd be interesting. There'd be a lot of different blade classes and stuff, but
we should do that.
Like Karen, it's it, and like you had to like challenge them in a certain way, right? Like Karen, I'm tired of you. I wrote you a poem. Meet me behind the McDonald's at sunset. Boom, But it had to like be a poem. You couldn't challenge them any other way. You couldn't send a text, So, or if you could, it had to be an understandable emojis, something like that. But with
wow.
I might write that down. That was bad. But with Teddy Ninja is like he essentially gets kidnapped through magic, and like sold. There's probably some explanation there, So, but that's exactly what happens to him. And then having empathy for your enemy is an interesting place to be, especially when that enemy hasn't exactly changed their behavior.
Can I say that while she's describing this, and I'm bad for this, I am literally envisioning, instead of Aku, we get Karen, who is bringing in, it's like, long ago in a distant land, I, Karen, the shape-shifting master of darkness, unleash an unspeakable evil. But the fool, I'm sitting there going, why is this in my head right now?
Because we need to settle all beefs with sword fights.
So well, and then I could see Karen with a Stanley Cup, a very large and tall Stanley Cup. They're kind of getting into some hot water around that lead cup. That was not a good idea. I don't know why they made that choice. It didn't work for Queen Elizabeth. Anyway,
don't y'all ever talk about me ever again.
No, I'm serious. It poisoned her. Why are we putting this in the cup? Everybody's, what? I heard this really good comedian. I think it's Josh something, but he said Jordan's black folks Stanley Cup, white women, or whoever is enjoying the cup. But I was like, I see that makes sense. Every culture has a certain connotation. So giant.
Yeah, ours is the folding chair.
I want to get some. My ears aren't pierced, but I want to get some clip-on folding chair earrings or a necklace. And sometimes you have symbols where you don't even have to say anything. You just if you see a chair hanging around somebody's neck, that's not the person you're probably gonna speak real spicy to. You respect their boundaries.
I like your bracelet. Yes, these are all folding chairs. Yes. Okay, I'm leaving.
I add one for each of my enemies I've slain.
I like that.
Wow. And so I mean, if you have it all the way around, that's crazy.
Yes, and then the different colors. Remember that video game? Remember the video game where they you have to figure out which of the little red, blue, and green and people killed the person? It'd be fun to have that as a the different color chairs and that is for each of the people. They didn't figure out the mystery of leaving me alone. Here we go.
You walk onto a scene, it sounds like a cowboy with the spurs.
Yeah, literally, Among Us on the bracelet form is Among Us. Just okay, there.
Only it's a Pandora bracelet. It's just not. It's not spurs.
I like that.
That would be freaking hilarious if Pandora had a folding chair charm. That shit needs to happen.
Give it a chance. Somebody will have created it. I bet you they did. We just don't know anything about it yet.
We don't know yet. Anybody in the Blerd community that makes charms, folding chair charms?
We need the Talking Noir needs to find somebody to make them.
Oh my gosh, leave that man alone.
I'm just saying.
Just drop one in the box.
Every month you get a new. Every quarter you get
a new chair. A Lego thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Every quarter. Lego.
Yep.
New chair charm.
Never forget.
Exactly.
You get entry to your favorite convention.
Now you gotta have the guy from Zales come in. Do you ever want to forget the Montgomery Ball? You too could have your collection of 12 different golden chairs. Remember, every racial shot.
My God.
Remember, every racial shot begins with a chair shot.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yo.
Every racial shot begins with
Resident Dream.
Head.
Oh my God.
What have we started? I love this part of my job. I do.
Okay.
Every smile begins with chair.
I like you.
Yeah. A pro wrestling fan. Every shot begins with chair.
Wait, no, you know what? You know why? Because you're from Philly. You're from Philly, so there it is. But yeah, you got some burners on you. Yeah.
Everybody at the bus stop with a chair talking about just try, please. I don't want to go to this motherfucking job first. Please.
Try Jesus.
He says the Aquamarine commemorative plate.
I feel that.
Oh my goodness.
Aquamarine commemorative plate.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So like I said, you've been massively just on the grind since leaving Philly, right? You have been in all types of contests. You've written your ass off. you've been shown in areas like the Black Tribbles and everywhere else.
Yes.
What is next?
Well, currently, what we're doing, and definitely was hitting it before I left Philly. That's why I will always be a Philly girl, Philly Joan, Philly person. You know, I really like my she, and they, just all of it, But John covers all of it, anyway.
Especially the Philly John. Yeah.
That's
Philly John. You know what it's up at. You know what's up at. Yeah.
John, it's John time. But
shout out Oakland Avenue. Let's go.
Compare that with the chair, and when you hear that, you'll be like, "Oh shit!" It's John time.
So, as to what's next, right now we are pitching this guy as a show to different people. We definitely got 3 bites for distribution so far, so we have some interest.
Nice.
Thank you. Very exciting. Yes. Actually, we have our guy for the voice, and he's a hip hop artist too, because that's going to be a very important part of the show. I love kicking, I love singing. Thank you, Ninja Turtles. Thank you, Disney. So kicking and singing, we're gonna make. Thank you, Care Bears, because like. Care Bear with a knife. Let me stop.
That's a different kind of Care Bear stare.
He covered up his tummy mark the way the rest of the bears couldn't get in trouble.
Oh my God!
That does.
When Care Bears stare, this Care Bear stabs.
Look, that gives a whole new meaning to Care Bear stare.
They're staring at the Care Bear stabbing folks. Just
oh my gosh.
The way she did that, I was getting Black Dynamite vibes. Like it's Dynamite. Care Bear with the stare. The teddy bear with a knife.
I like it. So we're pitching that. We're going to also look for, it'd be good if you could find, a Happy Meal, somebody who kind of goes into production, also is just doing the distribution, but it's possible to kind of, have them separate. Find the person who works at production with you, helps you get it out there. We're going for a TV show, but I'm open to being a film first and then sliding into a TV show. Kind of even, so keeping that open. So there's that. We're also working on the vampire novel called Dracula More Than Blood, and we got the cover again by the fantastic Eric Battle, who did the pencils and inks, and then we have this incredible. I am so sorry. I realize I'm talking.
No, you're good. No, Lainey is our resident horror aficionado and expert, and she is growing fangs as you're describing this.
Speaking her language.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. She's our griot of horror. So you mention anything blood soaked or bump in the night type stuff. She's
teddy bear's chasing you down the hall with a knife is right up her alley. Yeah.
Now they both have the same smile and rubbing their hands. This is freaking scary. Okay. What the ham sandwich is going on here, folks?
Okay, so Dracula More Than. So I'm trying to move out of the glare so I don't look like the evil person on the anime. Where
no!
Let me tell you something.
Oh no, that's my job. So you're good. Okay.
When you push the glasses back, and just the villain comes out.
So with Dracula Blood, Dracula's a brother from another planet. And he ends up coming to his femme descendant, telling her, who has a big girl job. She's not 18 like Bella. She's 26. And the teacher, he tells her about her heritage and say, I need you to come and be my scion, or I need you to come and train to take over. And she's like, no. It's like a scene in The Greatest Showman, which is, different alternate history from what it really was. You got to acknowledge that. But it's that scene between Zac Efron and Hugh Jackman. He's like, all right. Okay. And he's like, I'm good. No thanks. And then, but by the end of it, she's like, you know what? I need to find out more about who I am. I need to find out why I have this weird what would present as auto and visual hallucinations, but it's not. We're going to find out. I'm going to just give you this one drop. Later in the book, you find out she got tested for that. So it's not confligated with, folk really dealing with that, but it's also understanding what people go through dealing with that, without having help. So she's like, okay, I got to find this out. And then with her reject allies, later her lovers, you need friends when you try something, or you're trying to get your Game of Thrones on. She has to do this while she's dealing with a political hotbed that's getting ready to explode. For instance, one of the scenes is going to be this griffin who's like, why am I being lumped in with the werewolf people? Where's like, you got a werefly over there, a were-eagle. I am my own type of person. Like, I can't go out during the day without a disguise. Like, what's up? And they're like, oh, you know, if you said that a little less aggressively and maybe if you smiled, we could hear you.
Oh, triggered.
So that- come back. But she's dealing with this. So like imagine having to take over a job where everybody's pissed at the person training you or with the group, but it's understandable because the vampires, you know, a lot of POC, majority POC, a lot of chocolates running around, are the main head group in the city, and they're deciding stuff for all the other people. When do you understand my deep culture? Do you get me? And just like a lot of my stuff that I create is musical.
It's Castlevania Nocturne. I'm just feeling all of this. It's Castlevania Nocturne.
Thank you. That is such a compliment.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. So like she has to figure this out, and let me tell you what else is going on. You know, it's by the way, very poly, very queer. It's going to get exciting, especially that last chapter. I'm trying to laugh like that meme, you know. But it's going. This is an adult book. This is an adult book. By no means, make no mistake about this.
Okay.
Now, notice when she leans forward, the glare is gone. So she's forward. When she leans back for the explanation, the glare shows up and it's like,
We saw all the pupils that time. It was like, ah,
right.
Yes. So a murder mystery is going on where the victims, unfortunately, are vampires in training, like the protagonist, Eve. So imagine having to be on your job and they're killing Negroes off at the same time. You know, like, don't worry, it'll be fine. That looks exactly like me. Don't worry, that's not you. It's okay. You can do this. I believe you. Like, by the way, you're going to be dating some folks too. That's fine. That works for me. That works. Oh, let me tell you this. Eve accidentally, I'm trying to remember if I kept that scene. Eve invited people because she has a debutante party, you know, grown person debutante party where she's being introduced to society, but it's a 2-for-1 thing. Dracula understanding that, we being on top is not okay. Let's address this privilege problem. Let's invite everybody so we look like we're accepting everybody, you know. So it is her, you know, coming out party. This is who she is. This is my person who's following me. But it's also, but then, you know, there's always a hater. We have the prince who like doesn't like this. He's like, oh, you know, we're the best, and all. There's fear there too because with Dracula's background, he came during he's going to experience something like the race riots or the racial attacks during the 1920s. So, you know, and how much do you want a spoiler on this? How much do you want me to get?
So this ship here does not shy away from spoilers. We happen to get a lot of news from a lot of people.
We like exclusives.
Okay. So
open the jar. Open the jar.
What's in the box?
I was gonna say spill the tea.
So Dracula will be able to time travel, but I won't tell you what form he takes to do it. In experiencing what he experiences, he's like, and it keeps happening over and over again. He's like, yo, I'm shutting, you know, Black Mama shutting it down. We are fixing this. This isn't okay. I'm gonna make sure that we never experience this again. Although we are set in the Flashbang universe, so we're still getting tenets of it, but there is he's able to make progress because the vampires are on top of a lot of places around the world, you know. So he's like, no, my people are going to be safe, period, by any means necessary, you know. So but like some people take an idea and run the wrong way with it. It's like watching somebody run down the football field towards the other team's goal. The prince is like, no, we need to stay on top because we know best. You know what happened? We can't trust nobody. You know, and the prince is in bed looking. So at first, Eve is like, "Oh, am I dating him? No, I like this job. This is a wonderful job." So this book is actually be fusion fiction. So the first part of the book, and I entered that Janelle Monáe contest, didn't get it, but I came close because they told me about a week before they told me I didn't get it about a week before they told everybody else they did get it. And that means I added pressure. They had to read, somebody read my stuff more than once, so I'm satisfied. Hopefully, it was Janelle Monáe who was on the bestseller list with her book, with her book.
Miss Monáe, we're calling you to the front, please, Miss Monáe.
Right. I'm reaching out again. I will touch base again, please. Please just.
We love you here. I'm telling you.
My messages. That's all I want.
Listen, I think if we just set up a barbecue outside, the Wonderland Company. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. We're all.
No, let's have a block party and invite her.
Always tend to set up a barbecue somewhere. I mean,
let's just do a block party. Be done.
There you go.
Let's do a block party and be done.
It happened at a Black Panther premiere. Don't ask me where. But I knew it was us.
Hey, I like it. I like that for us. I like that for us. Both meat barbecue, vegan barbecue, all of that. Actually, I should put a barbecue in this. Note to self. But it's
it's
I love the way she thinks.
Thank you. So that screenplay is the book. And then we're going to also have regular prose. We're going to have a map. Because I was actually talking to a friend of mine about when you build a house, this person's an architect and just has amazing ideas. When you build a house, you can actually have a map for the AI, and that's an electrical map. And that is actually going to be for my wizard group, which is going to be based on STEAM. So if you're a math wizard, you're a part of the math table, you're going to end up doing maybe Sudoku, finish it, right? Hit it, boom, you get the spell you want. So it's energy is neither created nor destroyed. Every action has a reaction, that sort of thing. If you are if you're in the engineering side and you're specifically an electric engineering wizard, you have that electric map. For the math one, you also can, and that is a basic spell, right? So if you want a certain effect, you're going to end up doing something else, and it'll be fun to play with. So with the statistics wizard, the ground can keep getting deeper.
My mind is getting blown right now.
Wait till you see the unicorns. Oh, and with this running both, that is both in conjunction and also running parallel, I'm doing a long-term project with a photo series that shows the people within this different predator natural species, each who have either a connection to a cultural celebration or music itself. So the vampires, hip hop, we have the werefolk, that's R&B, but we're going to see some crossover. I'm not going to give this spoiler away.
I don't mean to laugh, but Kira is short-circuiting over there.
I'm taking everything in, and I'm just like, I need more.
You had me at a werewolf group doing R&B. I had so many jokes run through my head just now.
At the math wizards, okay? Complete Sudoku, you get your spell. What the hell?
I need more supernatural so we can have more musical types.
Yeah,
like this whole build is amazing.
Thank you.
The gathering of wizards will be called karaoke.
That's interesting. Actually, it'd be fun to because in every dinner scene, in every drama or comedy, something's gonna go down. People eat and stuff happens, or a party scene. So that's actually in the chapter with the party, something does happen. And then what I found for screenwriting, if you don't know the people, and I did know one group, I was able to put them in there. You have to say, oh, you have to have a comp, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or I would be like, listen, this is just gonna be in this. I'm just gonna do what I want. But I was super careful when I ended up writing the first edition of this book, because I was like, I don't want my Facebook to come and kick in my door. So I called it Facebook. But I realized there's always a way to play with that, even if because I found out later books, you can mention Facebook in it. Maybe it's because it's a public thing, or maybe it's because it's a public figure. But I also realized I could play with the idea that it's a Mandela effect. And if we have time travel in here, of course something's going to change. And maybe I use the time travel formula they mentioned in the Avengers. And they're actually, what's fascinating, because I was reading this article, Glass shows time travel. So there's something with the molecules where they're not quite sure if when they move, they're moving, right? All molecules are moving, but they're moving. They're not sure if they're moving forward or backward. And I have to read a little bit more because I think they said you can't move backward in time, but you can move forward, which is interesting because this is what I thought, right? Everybody's present is somebody's past and somebody's future.
Mhm.
So it's you know, it's because we have pictures like you were there. This is you.
Mhm.
Or you move sideways and just screw the whole thing up.
Exactly. So I'm curious, and then with science actually stumbling upon investigating possible other realities. I know I was a veterinarian in one. Because I like animals. Another one of me was a lawyer, possibly an assassin, because sometimes people get on your nerves. And in those universes, I don't have the moon sign of an Aquarius. I am a Virgo.
Broke Laney. Laney just broke. Oh my God.
Sagittarius rising. And I said, and God wanted me to be a nice person, so he let me be a Pisces. So I'm like, that's a little too much efficiency. People don't care about moving people over. So just no, we need her to be
I mean, it's the
Ladies and
same
gentlemen,
theory.
you heard it first on the Blerd's Eyeview podcast.
The theory is just
You
kind
heard
of
it
same.
here.
Like, I used to tell my wife, I'm like, there's a reason why there's only one of me. I'm an Aries. There's a reason. Nah, two of this one is just chaos.
Yeah, put them on different continents and see how that works. I like seeing
exactly because
he
like
is
we
Japanese.
But no, hey, there's you in Japan somewhere because like we all, I think I read it, like we all have like I think it's 6 really similar people. So, and to be honest, I'm a Cherry on my mama's side, North Carolina. Come on and stand up. Shirt off, rolling your head on a helicopter. I'm a millennial. I'm an Oregon Trail.
I'm a lesbian jazz music in my previous incarnation.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, Patrick, really?
All right.
That's a hellfire combination.
Yeah, I think I probably did statistics in some universe too, because I like noticing patterns and I like puzzles. So I don't know. Hey, maybe we all actually are in the DC universe. They just never send the camera.
No, wait, you go too far.
No.
Relax. Relax. Wait a minute. They got more reboots. They got more
breaks on to far eye, otherwise
that universe is confused. They're just like,
Right.
I don't even know why you're here. Me neither. I don't know.
Who is you? Don't worry about it. Okay.
When one name can be synonymous with everything, bacon.
Bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes.
Is that what you say when you see your other self? Bacon. Okay, no, everything's fine. All right. That's
almost like a universal safe word.
Oh my God.
There we go.
So if you see me and another me and I say it's okay, bacon. Oh, okay, he's fine.
Oh, but what's the word when it's not okay and you meet the supervillain? Because we all have one.
Waffles.
Something.
Napkins everywhere.
Gotta be waffles. Okay.
Chocolate.
Waffles.
I was gonna say liver.
It's called upper management.
No, we need
that part.
We need a 2-syllable word in case we have to run as a group, which we will.
Napkins.
Liver.
Napkins is a good run word.
Oh no, I got better for it. Raisins. There you go.
Okay.
Y'all are naming some of my favorite foods though. I don't want that to be the favorite word.
Coffee.
Like answer on Jeopardy. Raisins. What is raisins? What do you not put in a potato salad? Raisins. There we go.
Oh God.
It's just
your
mind is like a steel trap. And I find myself just, it's a whirlpool and I'm staying in it. Like, we need to save. No, you don't. Because I want to be here. I need
Rorie is a literal TARDIS, okay? She is bigger on the inside. Okay. She is bigger on the inside.
Thank you. I appreciate
the David Tennant TARDIS, okay.
Yes. They need to understand the gravity of the situation.
I would love to guest star just briefly. Give me 5 minutes as one of the doctors. I think that would be amazing. And I'd have my little tie and stuff, but I make it kind of zany though, because like usually his ties are pretty staid. I'd be that one doctor who wasn't staying long, goes like, listen, I need to tell you something. You don't like it, but I listen. That just
she might be onto something.
I feel like
with Nkudi as the doctor, I don't see why that wouldn't be a possibility.
I mean,
oh, that's true. Oh, I love him. Oh, he's such a good actor. Oh, by the way, y'all got to see The Wiz. Like, not just it's Oh my goodness, it's coming to Broadway. It's good. I
Oh,
don't know if
okay.
you
I was
guys
just
have
like, with
seen
the
it.
original, of
The
course.
Oh, yeah, I was
original?
like,
No. So it's a reboot. There's an original song. The actors are incredible. Vocals, tasty vocals everywhere. Wayne Brady is the Wiz. You can't miss this.
Okay, you know what?
Hmm.
I'll send
Yeah,
y'all a
and so
report.
I'm for it.
listen, I actually did a review. It has some spoilers in it, but I did a review on my page on Instagram. I know I'm supposed to be talking about me, but listen, I'm gonna carry the gospel. Go see the Book of Clarence. Go see the
Yes.
Wiz,
Yeah,
and
Book
then
Clarence
try
is
to get
good.
yourself a matinee ticket because those are a little cheaper. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I do enjoy seeing our faces.
Mhm.
And you mentioned steam, you mentioned sci-fi, you mentioned time travel, and I'm just like, yo, Tony, you might have been on the cusp, but this right
Mhm.
here, I can latch on to. It was like, running into yourself, parallels upside down. I'm like, yeah, I'm with this. I'm with this. Yeah.
A werewolf R&B group. I'm sorry, that's still
Yes.
sticking with me. That's
Mhm.
still gonna stick with me. I'm sorry. I just in my mind I just see a bunch of werewolves just singing Last Night, and I'm just like, that's gonna fit too well.
Hey, that works out. And then
I'm sorry, Kira, but it was there.
no,
I'm
you're
sorry.
no,
I keep hearing
I'm so
I've never
sorry.
met nobody like you from Red, and it's just coming from the werewolf's point of view. You know?
Actually,
Yo.
I'm a if I can, if somehow I can run into them, I'm as boys and men if I make them. But then again, respect. I will mention this to them kindly, but I also realize like because people are public figures, I prefer to respectfully ask, but also because people are public figures, you could make them. It would fit 1-to-1 Philly. You know what I'm saying? So we've come to the end of the road.
I thought about that too.
Yeah. And then don't forget, we're gonna have some were-penguins too.
Where not happy.
They used to be 10 feet
Where
tall.
penguins?
Killer happy.
Yeah, and a were-kangaroo too, because they also used to be 10 feet tall, but they only had one toe.
So here's the thing: you say
Big
we're
toe joke.
penguins, and you say they used to be 10 feet tall, and you
Yeah,
always got
no
that
joke.
you always got that one penguin. It was like every time they introduced themselves, it's like we're penguins, and one always shouts, "We used to be 10 feet tall." This is like every
just angry about the size change.
Yeah.
The kangaroo be the funny one.
Boys
We
to
was
walk.
we was Australian. We was Australian.
I'm like, well, at least you can still box.
I mean, yeah,
Oh,
they
shit.
hands.
Yeah, no, kangaroos have hands. Kangaroos have hands, feet, and a tail. In fact, one was like scratching on the window of somebody's house. I'm like, y'all need to move. He's probably not gonna leave. Y'all are in his territory.
That's a serial killer. If you sit there scratching the window, that's a warning.
He was like this. I'm like,
Oh no, that's not. That'd be the one time I
Yep,
that'd be one time I have a
wolves
wallopy coat.
So you have several accolades. June of 16, you were selected to present the poem Star Children for Shaping Change at the Octavia Butler Conference in La Jolla, California. 16, you used the soundtrack EP for your first book for Flashbang. It was released on Bandcamp in 2016. Black Tribbles Radio Show podcast held a live concert. We mentioned that. Third one in the concert series. Within 2017, you had 2 short stories published within 2 science fiction hero anthologies. The first was Capes at the End of the World and Black Power, the superhero anthology.
Kira is short circuiting.
Why?
Kira
How?
is short circuiting over
Hold
here,
on.
y'all. You should
I'm not
see
done.
it.
I'm not done. The second was Bees, the V Trap, a junkless trunk story inscribed with Nyota. Our voices, our imagination, a compendium. Wow. Like it goes on. And I'm just like blown away because I'm reading it and I'm like, she said the long. I did say she could give me the long one, and she can, so I'm like, here it is. Here's this piece. Here's this piece. So when I'm putting the promo together, I'm like, here's the pieces you want to see. This is a good accomplishment right here. You want to see more. You want to go take her stuff out. But my God, woman, you pitched to the East Coast Black Age Comics Convention. First pitch room contest, taking first place, winning $100 towards the development of a graphic novel. 2018, you published the second edition of Flashbang, this time with pictures, 3 new stories. Later in March of 18, you applied for the Leeway Art Change Grant to further fund production of the graphic novel, greeted with momentous announcement that she won $2,500 grant in
Let's go.
April of 2018. 2019. Published the first graphic novel, Flashbang, which was based on the short story book in conjunction of the Leeway proposal. Taught a workshop series on how to construct graphic novel. Later facilitated the class members in forming a writing creation group. June of 2019, you moved to LA in pursuit of a writing internship. You're a researcher for Black Film Space, a nonprofit 501c organization committed to building community filmmakers from the African diaspora through skill enhancing networking events, and also adapting the Teddy Ninja from Flashbang into an animated series, completing your Dracula-based novel and photo series. Damn, I've never spoken that fast.
And a partridge.
In a pear tree. Oh goodness.
Somewhere, so that means the other me, wherever he's at, he just like, and there's the spell. God. Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
Because that is a massive accomplishments.
The government. Okay.
Mints.
So, like you just said, oh no, here, hold my beer. Like, is she ever going to drink the beer? No. No. Like, I got this. I got to give you. There we go.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That accomplishments ran like a Jackie Joyner Kersey, run. Like, good grief.
So to stop
when do you sleep?
Yes, go ahead. Crew questions. Go at it.
Nope. I don't know where to that's a lot of information to hear, and then if you take away just noting them accolades, how your library is nothing but notebooks that you have written. I am convinced there is nothing else in your house except for stuff you have written. There's no possible way.
And here's the thing, that was just half the bio I read. I didn't read the first half.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know where to go, so I'm gonna pass it on to my I'm stuck. Like, I'm just stuck on, I just want to read the book at this point. I can't have questions. I feel like you'll make something if I ask you another question.
That is a possibility.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, seriously, somebody.
I'm trying, but you usually the go-to. You're usually the Oprah Winfrey of the group, so you usually have questions to go.
Go ahead.
And I'll be the Montel Williams of the group. How about that? So
I just like the pitch when Gladys Knight ain't got the line down. Like, what you want us to do? We do the step back and the woo woo. You the one supposed to be singing.
So okay, I'm glad. So you mentioned the African diaspora. There's a very good, a very tight connection with sci-fi and African diaspora. We've seen it. We've seen it in Black Panther, whether in several versions of this comic, several iterations of the comic since its inception. Really, we've seen it in different forms, and I'm seeing it more within the Blerd community when it comes to speculative science fiction. Why do you think this works so well with our community?
Because we are trying to. You remember in Community they talked about the baddest universe, the darkest universe. I don't think we quite it, but I'm actually going to piggyback on something you said before. We are trying to fix what was very much broken around the world. Whose idea was it to kidnap people for labor? That just was a terrible idea and a very selfish one. So it not only really harmed our community, and we always have to be looking towards the future because sometimes the present utterly sucks, and like it's we always have to dream or remember, and correct me if I'm saying this amazing writer's name wrong, Virginia Hamilton, when the people could fly. We always have to dream of the sky. We have to be earthbenders and firebenders and waterbenders, and heck, I'm not against bloodbending in the right circumstances. Oh,
there you go.
It's wrong.
No,
I'm being mugged. I'm gonna bloodbend you, and I'm gonna make you tap dance just for bothering me. You're gonna learn how to break dance. I can't break dance. You will tonight.
Not that you will tonight. Oh my God.
No. Hey, listen. Like no firebender, like you know what, I would probably use that to make some jewelry, but it's like this is great. No, but like I think we really are Afrofuturism. We dream of the future, looking at current problems and understanding. It also helps us see it from a different angle. Sometimes you can't just focus on X and a Y. You have to understand that T is coming through here. So it really helps us, and especially I think folk like me who are like writing. A lot of us, I think, this is just my 4 cents. I think a lot of us are probably neurodiversive, so we're going to see this anyway, so we can see ourselves when we're creating with ourselves.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do too.
And with Flashbang, just for Lainey, there is definitely body horror in it. Like with Blow Up, that there's a reason something isn't exploding, something is expanding. And then with Bees in the V Trap, a Junkless Trunk story, I call that my plantation love story of love could take place on a plantation, which it can't. So it's about to get interesting. And that one is like in a bit of the future where these anthro plants come and they're way ahead of us technologically. So like we don't get to say no in the circumstance. So they're gonna like let us have that technology, but they eat meat. They're Venus flytrap, they eat meat, but they realize their predator privilege. And they're really trying to give it up, but they have given themselves a decade to kind of wean off of it. But they grab everybody who's like 18 to 35 or 21 to 35, and you live this lush life, like red carpets. But when that lottery hits,
that's that Logan's Run theory.
Yeah.
You lose your butt cheeks. So
Yes.
Yeah. Except for the green people are eating us. But what's interesting is like I like in media res, like and I learned this from my screenwriting teacher out here, who wrote for the X-Men. He said it's get in late, get out early. Like, and what I really got from that was like conclude your scene when on a nice note. And I'm trying to do that, for what I'm writing. I realized even for the book, I wrote out the whole thing. In fact, there's supposed to be other books after this, but we'll see. But I realized like where we're here in the beginning and here, I'm gonna have to go back and I want to do something that's a screenwriting practice where you put it in cards and see if it all is still fitting together and like hitting that hero's journey, be it, masculine, the feminine, the gender queer in between. But it's I kind of want to see that because I know where we're landing. And then some is going to have to change a little bit because like, how you see it here and then you realize, okay, I'm composing. Oh, got to put this different note or this is not going, the pacing isn't going to be right. So, but to go back to what you said, there's going to be horror in this. So that's definitely why I call it like black spec fiction because a lot of chocolates. And it's, it's science fiction, but there's definitely tenets of fantasy because we have or spirituality, depending on how you look at it. Little connection between the two. There's a bear who suddenly gets transformed. It's not because of like nanos that I have been doing that. By the way, there's an Institute of Nanotechnology in Philly, and I intend to avail myself of an interview with them, or interview them. Yeah, it's interesting. Suspicious, but interesting. I'm like, what's going on in here? What are you doing with the tiny bugs? But yeah, so and then like we have our science fiction, fantasy, and then the horror. And I particularly I like myself some body horror. Thank you, Original Wiz movie where they have that. and then Willy Wonka with the blueberry. Let's just say the interesting little pop up inside. Yeah. So that all is definitely in the universe, and I'm including that. And then the original book didn't have any pictures; it was just words. So I ended up adding those 3 new stories, and stuff gets darker. Stuff gets much darker with at least 2 of those, including a retired serial killer.
Retired?
Dexter?
We got a Dexter here.
Yes,
like
but
shall we say Danny Glover of Killers? I'm too old for this shit. It's like I feel like a Danny Glover moment. Like I'm too old for this shit. It's like that kind of retired killer. I'm tired of that.
Let's say what is it? No work and all play makes a dull boy who likes to stay sharp.
Jesus.
Wow.
Well, once again, I like the way she thinks.
Take my money. Let's go.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, Misha Green does need you on her team.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
that's why that's why the
What?
vibe is there. Because
What?
everything you're doing is stuff that like this is why I love us.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
Because we think so far outside the box. That's why when folks was like, "Oh, the aliens are coming," and I'm like, "They ain't bothering us because shit."
Y'all wanted to be the ruling race.
Like,
Y'all was loving
I'm not in
it.
charge of this.
Yep.
Talk to them.
Like, y'all wanted
Yep.
to be loud. Now they
Yep.
see you. They
Like,
ignoring us.
Like,
They
who's
asked
your
for the
leader?
manager.
It's like that's like Alexa. Go ahead and play the theme for Negro Town.
They say they come. They say, "Who's your leader?" And I'm like, just to save the show, I'm like,
Okay.
I'll just give you a clue.
Mm.
He's orange.
It's
And he
this-
has a
it's
wig.
not
He's
this.
the one in the wig. It's
Can
Biggly
y'all-
Wiggly.
That's right.
Can y'all imagine? Can you all imagine Rorie helping to write Lovecraft Country?
Ooh.
Oh my God, that'd be a dream come true. Oh my
Oh,
God.
bitch! I would be like, "Let's
Yes.
go. Take all. I would sell my
Yes.
living room. Let's go."
That's a
thank you.
fit in heaven.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Mm.
Whisper that into her ear because she moved
I-
over to
so,
Apple, and I'm hoping it comes back.
Misha
So
Green,
Mhm.
Blerd's
Misha,
Eyeview
Misha.
has been wanting you for
Listen.
quite some time.
Hashtag Misha Green. Hi.
Yeah,
Mhm.
hashtag Misha Green. We
Mm.
want you. We want Lovecraft Country season 2 and beyond. We want that.
oh
now.
yeah, that was
We-
brilliant.
We need Rory still on this
Mhm.
amazing
Thank
move.
you. Thank
Let's
you.
get that going.
Yes. Mm.
Because apparently,
And
a
that
power I
could
have is
all
speaking
be
things
on
up.
Blerd Station.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Oh my
He
goodness.
didn't
So-
work out his tick on HBO. Let's bring him back his tick on Apple. Let's go.
Get this man a job, please.
No problem on Blerd Station.
After some therapy.
Yeah. It's just,
But,
have
yeah.
some therapy. Get him some
Actually,
therapy.
in eating about it, that is part of the mandate too, that they're putting that in, which honestly makes sense. Not, I know we're talking about this, but just in general, because like I had a realize, and I have an interesting thing to tell you guys too. It's something I'm working on that.
Wait, more than what we've already gotten.
Yeah. Well, one is I'm building a robot because I also teach for the Philadelphia. I've just gotten on board for the Philadelphia library system as what's called an entertainer or teaching workshops, and that's actually what I did during the summer. I got to teach young people how to build their own comic book or graphic novel, because I also work in the library system in LA, and now my goal is to also get Flashbang in the New York system, as well as, and I have to if you publish indie, you can get your book in Barnes & Nobles by making sure that it's an Ingram. They're going to take most of your money, 40%. But it avails you that opportunity to be in those places. And how Bridgerton got started is that, the Shonda ended up having a cold, staying in a hotel room. She opened that drawer and that book was there. So my goal is also to get it in hotels too. So, and then maybe a vocal attachment. This is a good book. Let's talk.
like the Hallmark cards, you pop them open, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Or like I'm learning to build robots. I gotta learn how to get the pieces, because the goal for the summer is to work this private school with these kids. It'll be a multi-age class. So, but I figured out so little Timmy and Tommy can be working on the dragon and not feel left out, but still be covering those standards. But once I learn how to build small, I can then make some Transformers. This is going to be fun. They're going to have to make new laws.
You're speaking to 17, 18-year-old me in high school when I was in shop class. And the only thing we had to do to do a passing grade was take this robot arm, grab this can, swing it to the other side of the platform, and put it down. Not me. I wanted to pick this joint up, take it over, pour it in the glass, bring it back, sit it down. Got it all over except for the one last piece of the program where when it always slammed it, always slammed the can, and I'm like, it was just off just by that much, but I got it.
Oh, excellent.
So yeah, you're amongst. I never half-ass anything.
Me either.
Can't half-ass it. Whole ass or nothing.
Yeah, so exactly. That's what those plants said. Oh, and by the way, Lainey, I go into detail exactly when the operation happens. I love scenes like that. So yeah. But no, you know what? I might pick your brain on that
Ooh, let's
because
go.
I'm looking
Oh,
at
here we go.
got
As
a
soon as you
few
said
Sense
that,
of the void.
yeah. So my goal, I'm going to end up getting some little. It's expensive. Why is that expensive? I'm going to end up buying myself a Lego kit and learning how to like what each piece does, and I'm self-teaching off of YouTube as well. I found out how they made the animatronic rat. So, but I realized it's sort of when I was starting to learn Russian. Like it's
Ma'am,
Look how
ma'am,
she just kind of glazed
ma'am.
over.
Just plays right past that.
wait a minute. Do we got to do a Kevin Hart up behind? Wait a
I was
minute.
gonna say,
Wait a minute.
really?
Wait up. Hold on. You're not gonna glaze
So-
past it like you didn't just
Yes.
say that.
Okay, and so I was
Like,
learning,
full
I was
stop
getting
that.
better at my Spanish.
Russian?
I'm had basic Spanish, so I know. So this
Spanish
is
and
I was
Russian.
telling my mama this, but I'm like, but then I'll say it. I'm a minor polyglot. I know a few words of different languages. My goal is to expand upon that. So I know a few words of Japanese.
Same.
Don't touch my stay.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
I'm glad
Ohio
like, we
goes
got
some ass. There you go. So there's my Japanese.
I know like a few words of Chinese. Got to definitely expand that. I know like how to say I am a werewolf in Persian. My accent's not great.
That's a flex.
I was next to my homegirl in high school, and she was Persian. I was like, say this. So like, thankfully,
Wow.
my short term working memory sometimes it gets interesting, but
say
long
it.
term I tend to hold on and remember. Okay. Shasi ke kabdil begorshade. My accent's okay.
And I feel like I'm on a set.
I feel like
Mm.
Shira keeps
I
short
was
on
wrong.
writing. I don't know how to feel about this. As soon as you do something, I had to look at her. Her whole face is like,
Man,
I'm looking for the war between werewolves and vampires to start up again. That's what I'm
ma'am, do
looking.
you
That's what
ever
I'm saying.
sleep?
Right.
The girl, okay, that was my real question, but that just seems like no immediately.
no, I have a better question.
Okay,
How does she sleep?
so-
Upside down or laying down? That's the question that I have.
Yeah, okay.
I would love to learn how to sleep upside down, but maybe that's
Ooh,
another
that's a
day.
good one.
But
There's the whole
I
blood.
like
It's the
trying
whole
to-
blood rushing to the head
All
thing.
that blood?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
the
could
only
be a
thing I
problem.
can't figure out. That's the only thing. Low brain damage.
Exactly.
You wake up,
But,
good morning, pineapples. That's not what we were.
Because this person counted. Yes, it does. If
With-
you know the 7 major words, then it does count as a language.
Yes, it does.
They
you know what, I do-
interchange and stuff, hanging participles and all that other great stuff.
Dangling participles too.
Yes.
That's
But
what she
you
said.
know what? I'm thinking. To address your sleep question, and Lady Mandalore, I have to tell you something I think you might find amusing. But yes, I do sleep, but it's scattered. In fact, I've been having nightmares lately, which is interesting. I don't know. My nightmares, it depends. Like, I don't necessarily like nightmares, but I like them because then they're interesting and then they become part of the story. So I have this chamber full of stories, essentially. And I always send to different places. We're not just gonna have that one place. You know what I'm saying? Or to quote a black grandmother from back in the day, it's a poor fox that only has one hole. So, just doing that. But yeah, so like it'll be interesting. In fact, the North Carolinian lore about the hag riding you at night. Unfortunately, she popped up in my dream and like,
Oh, I remember. I know about
that's
that.
good.
I know about that.
Why is
But,
it that our people know all the supernatural stuff, like all of it?
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Because we embrace the craziness.
If
Okay,
it's not us, it's our Native American brothers and sisters. If it's not us, it's our Latin brothers and sisters. It's they.
We were warned by the ancestors. It's like, hey, we was warned.
And I think like one specific one, and like I have to dig a little deeper in this. I follow a gentleman named what is this, man? That's what I'm talking, working memory. Sometimes we're here, sometimes I was like, let's just throw her a word. She's eating, she wants to say honey. Huckleberry. Like, no, that is not the word I asked for. You're fired.
That's too many syllables.
Huh? Yeah,
Too many syllables.
3. I'm like, no, that is not. It's not. I asked for a syllable, not a number. And like, no. Now we're going on terrible. But I was thinking of the Mandalorian, and I said Yoda and Yaddle owe that man child support. You can show up as Casper the Blue Ghost at the Carnivorous Care Bear party, but you can't be in your son's life. I'm just saying. Those are the only two who parents could be. I'm just saying they owe the Mandalorian child support. I've been thinking about it. Just saying.
He's in the foster care program.
He is. But like he got adopted. He was at first, right? And they were trying to snatch him up for some experiments. Listen,
he became his legal guardian. Okay, he became his legal guardian. That's all I gotta say.
Exactly, and he was. But it's funny. He's his top. I don't know. I'm not sure how Grogu is now. If I can't watch a whole show, or I'm like over here, and what I do is I'll do this. I'll start taking them through like different clips, and if I really get even deeper, I'll watch the whole show. But like and also I learned so much by watching good episodes, because the initial episode of the pilot is excellent. The music, the costuming, it's everything.
Just the opening
about the Star Wars universe. But I'm laughing like when I like the callback, like when he started to break up his ship like the toddler he was, like, and just unscrewed the ball. And he could have just lifted it up with his mind, but he unscrewed it. I want you to see what I'm
toddler behavior. It was just...
I know. But then he gave it to him like later on. I'm like,
and in the beginning they say he's 50 years old.
Yeah, but he's 5.
Yeah.
Like
he's 50, but he's 5. My man is drinking chocolate milk and eating chicken nuggets. Like
exactly.
Life is good.
You know what? It's kind of like the gargoyles.
Metal balls.
What?
And playing with metal balls.
God bless. Yes,
he was.
It's like just okay.
Leave
Y'all
that
look
baby
nasty.
Leave that baby alone.
Yeah, but you know what? I figure his age, the integer, that's not the word I'm looking for, but basically, you know how like the gargoyles, and they have a Kickstarter for the gargoyles graphic novels. I'm telling all the Blerd news that I can. But like they like gargoyle was whatever age they were was half of that mentally. So I guess it's the same thing for Grogu, because he does look like that green gargoyle if you think about it.
Yeah, like they say he's 50,
or maybe the green gargoyle
he acts like a he's
like a toddler.
50, but he acts like a toddler. So his age.
Yeah,
Yoda died at what, like 900 and
I know. Yeah,
like
it was
like
965.
Yeah. So you figure Grogu was like 50. You say, all right, this kid's like a 5-year-old. Like he's doing everything that a kid of that age would do.
Yeah, and he didn't like it when they made fun of him for his frog meal. Like, I like frog legs too. Is there a problem with my like, what's good, little kids? Like, we're just kidding. I would talk to the parents like, I'm not messing with you. Where's the grown version? You need to not have them laugh at this little boy. He is out here by himself. They tried to kidnap. They tried to traffic my little boy. Hell no. Let him eat his frog in peace. All right. Pass me a frog.
The lizard. Just taste the lizard.
Roy, we love this conversation. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk. We got some, as she said, Blerd news. We got Blerd news to talk about a little bit. But we'll be right back.